So in this section of this course, we'll be looking at how to align our objects correctly. So we'll come to Insert, we'll come to Shapes, click on Over. So we want a circle. For us to draw a circle, we will hold down Shift key on our keyboard, then we'll drag like this. Okay. So let's go to Insert. Let's come to Icons. Let's select one of this icon here. So let's place it here. You would notice that while I moved the chart icon into the circle, you would notice these lines, these red lines around the circle. It shows that whenever you see this red line, it shows that your smart guide is on and the icon is well placed in the circle. So we are going to create a duplicate of our circle by clicking on the circle, by pressing Ctrl D on your keyboard. We want to create 4 of this circle. Then we'll go to our Insert again. We come to Icon. Let's type time. Let's click on this clock icon. So we'll move the clock icon into the circle also. We are going to create another circle again. Let's make 2 of this. Okay. So let's go to Insert, go to Icon. Let's look for an icon for theme. Let's type in theme here. Theme. Okay, let's select this one. Then we'll move it into this circle. Then we need an icon for calendar. Let's go to Insert. Come to Icon. Let's type in calendar here. This is just a shortcut to get what we are looking for by typing into this box calendar. Okay, let's go for this one. Let's go for this. So we now have we've imported our icon into the background, but I think the circle is too big. Can we make it, let's make it a little bit smaller by holding the Shift key on your keyboard, selecting all the circle. Selecting all the circle, go to Format, and let's reduce this by, let's say, just type 1.5, 1.50, 1.50. Let's type the same here, 1.50. Okay, we now have equal size of this circle. So now we want to reposition them. We want to align them correctly. Let's move this one a bit up. So what we are doing is we are trying to align the objects. We want to have this equal alignment of the object and the icon. You would notice, okay, before that, let's bring up our text. Let's copy and paste here. I already have it typed in my notepad, so I'll just copy and I'll come to insert, draw my text box, and I'll paste it inside the text box. And let's call this, let's say this one is point 1. No, 1, sorry. Let's create a duplicate of this text. We can either hold down Control key and drag to make another copy of the text. Let's rename this to point 2. Then let's click on the text, hold down the control button and drag. Let's rename this to point 3. Let's click on the text, hold down control key, let's drag. This one is point 4. Okay, so let's now go to where our text is on the notepad and copy. Ctrl A to highlight, Ctrl C to copy. So just go to point 3 and we would highlight the text below the point 3 and we are going to paste by holding Ctrl and Ctrl V on your keyboard. So we'll let's go to our notepad. Let's copy this. Let's click on the point 2. We would highlight the text and Ctrl V to paste. Let's go to point 4, go to our notepad and copy. The essence of using the keyboard shortcut is to make your work fast and smooth and easy. So we would highlight the text below the point 4, we would paste. So we now have our text beside our object and icon. But you will notice that the object and the icon are not aligned correctly. And what we want to achieve here is we want them to align correctly. So let's select this first one by holding the shift key on your keyboard and selecting both the object and the icon together. We would go to format. We would come to align. Align center. Align middle. So let's group them together by pressing Ctrl G on our keyboard, or right click Ctrl G on our keyboard, by pressing the Ctrl G on our keyboard, sorry. So we now have them grouped together. You will see that they are grouped together. They are no more separate again. So let's do the same for the second icon and object. Let's hold down the shift key on our keyboard. Select the clock icon and the object and the circle. Let's go to align. Go to format. Click on align. Click on center. Click on middle. So we now have the clock and the objects aligned correctly. Let's do the same for the same icon and the circle by pressing the shift key on your keyboard and the circle. Go to format, come to align, click on center, come to align again, click on align middle. But we forgot to do something here. We didn't group this, so we are going to group it now. Let's group by pressing the shift key on your keyboard, pressing the object too, and Ctrl G to group. So we've grouped this one now. Let's do the same to the one below it. Click to select the icon. Hold your shift key on your keyboard. Ctrl G to group. Let's do the same to this one. Hold shift key on your keyboard. Select both the icon and the circle. Let's align it first. Let's go to format. Come to align. Align center. Come to align again. Align middle. So let's now group it by pressing Ctrl G on our keyboard. So we've successfully grouped the object and the icons together. So, but we want them to have equal spacing in between them. So what we are going to do now is we would highlight the whole object and icon together. The last one is not selected. I will hold down shift key on my keyboard and select it. So we'll come to format again, align vertically. So now we have equal spacing in between them. We have equal spacing between them. So now what we want to do now again is we want to make each text align with the objects beside them. So let's select the first one and the text. Let's come to arrange. Let's come to format, align, align middle. So you would notice that they are now aligned together. We are going to do the same thing to the next one. Let's hold down Shift key, select the text, go to Format, come to Align Middle. Let's do the same thing to this one, the third one here. Select the object, hold Shift key on your keyboard, select the text, come to Format, come to Align Middle. Select the last one, select the text. Remember to select the text, you hold down your Shift key on your keyboard, select, come to Align Middle. So we now have them equally aligned together. So, but we want to now center everything. But before we do that, we are going to, let's group each together. So we've selected the last one here. Let's right click, group. Let's do the same to the third one. Select the object, right click, group. Remember to group objects together. The shortcut is Ctrl G. To ungroup, you hold down Ctrl Shift G to ungroup them. So I'm trying to group everything together. So we will now select everything. Then we'll come to arrange. We would center it. So now we have successfully aligned our objects correctly.